way the resource trajectories have run. So, my 2 cents. All right, with that, I'm willing to entertain a motion. No one wants to make it. No one's willing to make it, I'll make it.
Well, I'll make one.
Okay, Commissioner Young.
I'd like to make a motion that we, is concerning Commission General Regulation 465, Antelope and Elk Waiting Periods, LCB file R141-16 Management Analyst. Oh, never mind that part. That my motion would be that we leave things as they are today.
I would second that.
Okay, I have a motion by Commissioner Young, a second by Commissioner Barnes to essentially leave all waiting periods the way they are today. I don't know the exact language changes that would take in the proposal before us, but Maureen, I think you understand what we're saying. Essentially, I think we wouldn't enact any change.
Commissioner Drew, in the way that motion reads right now, it is on the waiting periods. Does that mean that the changes on page 3 in the new subsection 3 and regarding spike elk and fixing the edit there on its eligibility period, which was presented at the last meeting, will not go through? And section 3 also in regards to fixing the antelope eligibility regarding partnership and wildlife. I need some clarification, please.
Mr. Chairman. I would withdraw my motion if Maureen could give me the language today to fix those two portions, antelope and the spike elk, however, leaving bull elk, not spike, exactly as it is today.
I don't think we need to withdraw the motion. I think what we need to do is understand that what the motion is intended to do is to leave any clerical changes in place. However, we would not change any of the existing waiting periods at this time. So there would be no standardization. There would be no change in the waiting periods. Is that what the intent of the motion was?
I can go along with the antelope changes, is what I'm saying.
Okay, then we probably do want to withdraw and have a clean motion. So let's withdraw that motion and try it one more time, if that's all right.
Go ahead and make it, Jeremy. You're better at it.
Okay, so you'll withdraw the motion?
Yes.
Mr. Barnes, you'll withdraw the second?
Yes.
Okay. My issue, Commissioner Young, is I'm not going to be supportive of that motion, so.
Then we're going to be here a while. I'm going to miss a plane.
Commissioner McNinch.
Mr. Chairman, I shouldn't have drugged these guys through this. I should have just made my motion. I'm supportive of the changes. I think it's important to have the consistency. So if you guys have removed yours, I'll make a motion. It's probably going to be fairly much in line with Commissioner.
Yeah, you guys are going to win.
I have no motion on the table at this time, so Commissioner McNinch, you have the floor for a motion.
So I would make a motion to approve Commission General Regulation 465 LCB file number R141-16 as proposed by the department.
Does that include the additional edit in section 1, subsection 1?
That includes the whole shebang.
Because it was not marked in the copy that you were provided.
I'm sorry, so read it to me. Yes, it would.
Okay.
Read it to me just for the record.
In my presentation, I requested the commission to make one alteration in section 1, subsection 1, to remove the word "and."
Yes, I'm sorry.
Do I have a second to that motion? I'll second it to move it along. Can I do that? Yeah, so I'll second that for further discussion, and I would ask the motion maker if he would be comfortable accepting a friendly amendment to move the elk waiting period to a standardized 7 years rather than 5.
The most important part to me is that it's standardized, and I understand the concerns with the, I know it impacts people. These are tough decisions. One way or the other, we're impacting people, so I'm amenable to going to 7 for the elk, as long as it's consistent.
Commissioner Hubbs, and then Valentine.
Oh, thank you. I think I would be amenable to, just because I'm kind of hearing a split out there. There's some people who want to keep it as is. There's some people who want to drop it down to 3 to 5. We're kind of all over the place and kind of meeting midway there. I think standardization at 3 and 7, correct? 3 for antelope, 7 for elk sounds fair.
Commissioner Valentine.
I just wanted to make a statement that the 7 works for me also, and I was just waiting for that motion.
Okay, so I think this is where we're at. We have a motion on the floor to approve Commission General Regulation 465, Antelope and Elk Waiting Period, LCB File R141-16 is presented to us today with one editorial change to strike "an" in Section 1, Sub 1, before antelope. We would accept the antelope waiting period changes as presented by the committee at 3 years, standardized, and we would move the elk waiting period to 7 years from 10, standardized. So from 10 if successful, from 5 if unsuccessful. Is everyone clear with that? Maureen, that's clear for you? Everyone clear with the motion? Any discussion on the motion? Commissioner Hubbs?
Just one more little bit of discussion. And I'm assuming what we may be, along with standardization comes away some type of punitive punishment for deciding whether to take an animal or not take an animal, meaning it's going to be the same no matter what. And so when you go out to hunt, you go out to do that, and you're not kind of making your decisions based on potentially. The reason I'm thinking that is, from my perspective, we're allotting deer tags because we're also trying to control populations, and so they're allotted for a reason. So I would be more in tune with standardization for that process.
Further discussion? Commissioner Barnes?
In light of the 7 years, I can live with that.
Anything else? Call for the question. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed?
I'm okay
No
with
opposed.
7.
Okay,
I'm okay
so
with,
motion passes 6-0 with 3 abstentions, Wallace, Johnston, and Almberg. And as my last action as temporary chair, I will close item 26D. We're going to go ahead and take a 10-minute break. We'll reconvene at 3:35, and I apologize for leaving early.